Pentagon just made a chilling revelation that has sent shockwaves across the hearts of not just aviation lovers. They have confirmed the existence of what might be the most technologically advanced jet ever built. Jets that have blurred the thin line between reality and fiction. These projects are unlike anything that has ever been openly developed because not only are they advanced, they are said to incorporate UFO technology and extraterrestrial capabilities. What are the capabilities of these special aircrafts? What effect would this uncommon jet have in the modern world of military aviation? Join us as we explore the shocking details of the most advanced jet with UFO technology that the Pentagon just confirmed. Area 51 has witnessed the birth of many secret projects, aircrafts that have pushed the boundaries of what was thought impossible. In the past, the United States constantly denied its involvement in the sighting of UFOs, but now the Pentagon has confirmed it. There are still arguments concerning where they get the inspiration to develop these uncommon aircrafts, and if there are involvements of anti-terrestrial beings. But let's take one step at a time, beginning with the capabilities and theories of some of the UFOs that are rumored to exist. The very first aircraft we would explore is the Aurora. The story of Aurora began in the late 1980s and early 1990s with sightings of a very fast aircraft that was obviously different from the regular military aircrafts. According to local stories, a UFO crashed on a farm near Aurora, Texas. This event, similar to the more well-known Roswell UFO incident that occurred 50 years later, reportedly resulted in the death of the pilot. The pilot was buried in the Aurora cemetery, and a stone was placed to mark the grave. However, the marker has since been removed. But aside from the chilling discovery of supposedly finding an extraterrestrial being in the cockpit of this strange flying object, it was noticed that the aircraft flew at an exceptional speed, which was more than 5 times the speed of sound, possibly even 6 times faster. This incredible speed enabled the aircraft to cover vast distances in a very short period, potentially transforming how we conduct surveillance and respond to worldwide threats. People that observed the incident noticed the unique contrail patterns behind Aurora, which looked like a donut on a rope. This suggested that the aircraft was developed using highly advanced and unconventional propulsion system engines that use scramjet technology and systems that defy gravity. These advanced features explain why the Aurora flies at such incredible speed and uncommon maneuverability. It was also mentioned that the Aurora was designed for secret missions, where it might be used for spying and collecting information about other countries. Its ability to remain undetected due to its stealth technology would allow it to move through the skies without being noticed. Despite the concrete proof surrounding the sighting of this UFO, the government has never confirmed or denied the existence of such an aircraft, which only makes people speculate more. People believe that since the government decided to act like the incident never happened, the Aurora was a secret project with a huge budget that might have been shut down or replaced by newer technologies. The Aurora wasn't the only weird occurrence relating to the sightings of UFOs. Birthed in the secret confinement of Area 51 is the TR-3A black triangle that the government tried so hard to hide from the public. The black triangle was sighted in the same year of the Aurora's incident, and the people that witnessed the object in action reported that they saw unidentified flying objects that were triangular. These objects were described as large, quiet, and able to fly low with incredible agility. Witnesses said this mysterious aircraft could hover, speed up quickly, and make sharp turns unlike any typical airplane. It was also observed that the aircraft is dark in color and also typically observed at night. Despite the government or military body's lack of acknowledgement of this secret aircraft, it has fascinated both aviation fans and those who love conspiracies. The UFO is believed to have advanced stealth technology that makes it nearly invisible to radar. It was speculated that this stealth feature might be used for secret spying missions, electronic warfare, or other hidden military activities. Some even believe that they were testing new materials that can avoid radar detection when it was spotted. Another fascinating part about the TR-3A is its supposed propulsion system. Many conspiracy theories suggest that it uses unique methods like anti-gravity or electromagnetic propulsion, allowing it to move silently and quickly without creating a sonic boom. If you're wondering what inspired the UFO's name, here is an explanation. The name TR-3A suggested that the aircraft is a follow-up to the TR-3, but very little is known about the TR-3, which adds more mystery to the entire project. Some theorists believe that these aircraft are part of highly confidential projects run by the U.S. government or the military-industrial complex, and this explains why the government has kept quiet concerning the UFO. However, the government made an attempt to explain these sightings in a project termed the Project Blue Book. This project was a program run by the United States Air Force from 1952 to 1969. It was aimed at systematically studying unidentified flying objects. This project started during a time when many people were really interested in UFO sightings and wanted to understand these events scientifically. It had several leaders over the years, but Captain Edward J. Ruppel's leadership from 1951 to 1953 was particularly influential. Ruppel took a more scientific and organized approach to studying UFOs. Also, Dr. J. Allen Hynek, an astronomer who worked as a consultant for the project, also played a very important role in categorizing the UFO sightings. However, Project Blue Book faced many challenges and controversies. Some critics said it lacked scientific depth and clarity, acting more like a public relations effort to downplay UFO sightings rather than a true scientific study. The project struggled with limited resources and a backlog of cases, which made it difficult to conduct thorough investigations. Notable incidents, such as the 1952 UFO sightings in Washington, D.C., highlighted the project's struggle to provide clear explanations for the mysterious sightings. Thousands of UFO reports were collected, analyzed, and archived by Project Blue Book. However, it was terminated in 1969 following the Condon Report and a review by the National Academy of Sciences, which suggested that UFO research was unlikely to lead to significant scientific discoveries. According to the Air Force's summary of its investigations, no UFO reported, investigated, and evaluated by the Air Force ever indicated a threat to national security. There was also no evidence found that sightings categorized as unidentified involved technologies or scientific principles unknown at the time. Additionally, there was no evidence suggesting that these unidentified sightings were extraterrestrial vehicles. By the time Project Blue Book concluded, it had compiled over 12,000 UFO reports. Most of these were ultimately attributed to natural phenomena like clouds or stars, or to conventional aircraft. Some reports could be explained by flights of formerly secret reconnaissance planes such as the U-2 and A-12. However, 701 reports remained unexplained after thorough analysis. The records from Project Blue Book are now publicly accessible under the Freedom of Information Act, though personal details of the witnesses have been redacted for privacy. Despite the government's effort to debunk UFOs and keep their secret projects away from the public's prying eyes, there were more sightings, one of which is the A-12 Avenger II. This aircraft was an advanced and secretive project which was started by the United States Department of Defense in the late 1980s. It was developed by the McDonnell Douglas and General Dynamics teams and was designed to be a stealth attack aircraft for use on aircraft carriers, intended to replace older models like the A-6 Intruder and A-7 Corsair II in the U.S. Navy. It was designed to perform strikes in areas where the enemy defenses were strong, using stealth technology to avoid radar detection. This technology was essential for the A-12 to carry out precise attacks on both land and sea targets without being spotted. Its design was focused on reducing its visibility to radar, using a special shape, materials, and structure to minimize radar reflection. This would allow the aircraft to enter enemy airspace with a lower chance of detection. It was also equipped with high-tech avionics, sophisticated radar systems, and advanced navigation and communication tools to operate in any weather and provide vital information to its crew. However, the A-12 Avenger II faced many problems, including major delays and cost overruns due to the complex technology and challenges in managing such an ambitious project. Particularly, there were significant issues with the aircraft's engines, intended to be F-42RR-48 engines, which led to further delays and increased costs. These problems raised doubts about the project's success, leading to concerns from both the U.S. Congress and the Department of Defense. In January 1991, Secretary of Defense Dick Cheney decided to cancel the program because of these ongoing technical and financial issues. This cancellation sparked controversy and led to legal battles between the U.S. government and the contractors involved, McDonnell Douglas and General Dynamics. Aside from the A-12, there's also the famous SR-72. This aircraft, often referred to as the son of Blackbird, is an advanced hypersonic reconnaissance aircraft currently being developed by Lockheed Martin. It's meant to be the successor to the legendary SR-71 Blackbird, which was known for its extraordinary speed and altitude capabilities and was retired in 1998. This aircraft is being designed to meet the growing demands for rapid global surveillance and strike operations in a world with ever-changing political challenges. Building on the legacy of the SR-71, the SR-72 incorporates hypersonic technology that enables it to exceed speeds of Mach 6, making it much faster than traditional aircraft. This aircraft could potentially operate without a pilot, offering flexibility for various types of missions. It can travel worldwide swiftly, which is crucial for gathering information quickly and carrying out strikes when necessary. Additionally, its design makes it difficult to detect on radar, making it suitable for both espionage and combat roles. The future of the project is both exciting and yet uncertain. Its development and possible deployment could significantly impact the global aerospace industry and military strategies. However, because much of the project's details are classified, many specifics about the SR-70 were not disclosed. The next aircraft that would be discussed is the Orbital Test Vehicle, or the X-37B. This technology is a mysterious and fascinating spacecraft that has intrigued both space enthusiasts and conspiracy theorists since its first launch in 2010. Developed by the United States Air Force, this unmanned spaceplane is known for its secrecy. It's smaller than a typical NASA space shuttle, measuring about 30 feet in length with a 15-foot wingspan, and it can launch into space on a rocket and land back on Earth like an airplane. Similar to the other mentioned UFO, the X-37B is notable for its secretive missions, which are classified, leading to widespread speculation about its true purposes. Officially, the Air Force describes it as a platform for testing various technologies such as advanced guidance systems and reusable spacecraft components. However, there's belief that its missions may involve more than just tests, including surveillance, reconnaissance, or testing advanced weapons, although there is no solid proof of these activities. What makes this spacecraft particularly interesting is its ability to stay in orbit for long periods, like months or even years at a time. This capability implies it could be doing extensive tasks in space. The spacecraft is also versatile. Its payload bay, which is about the size of a pickup truck bed, can carry different experiments and equipment for various missions, like deploying satellites or conducting scientific research. Another intriguing feature of the X-37B is its autonomy. It operates without any direct human control, which includes maneuvering in space to meet other satellites, showcasing its advanced robotics and AI systems. This makes it potentially useful for both peaceful and secretive military missions. Furthermore, unlike traditional spacecraft that land in the ocean, it lands on a runway, allowing for quick retrieval and reuse, which minimizes the time between its missions. This advanced landing capability highlights its unique position in space technology. Moving on to the Northrop YF-23 Black Widow II. It was developed as part of the U.S. Air Force's Advanced Tactical Fighter Program, which aimed to find a replacement for the older F-15 Eagle to be the top fighter jet. Northrop and Lockheed were major competitors in this program, presenting their designs, the YF-23 and the YF-22, respectively. It was known for its stealth capabilities, which made it very hard for enemies to detect due to its low radar visibility. Its design included a sleek, angular shape and materials that absorbed radar waves, making it blend in with its surroundings. It was equipped with two General Electric YF-120/GE-100 turbofan engines, which allowed it to reach speeds around Mach 2.2 and gave it excellent maneuverability and agility during flight tests. Its stealth and high-speed performance made it a strong candidate in the competition. One special aspect of its design was its unique wing shape, which was diamond-shaped or cranked kite-like. This design helped increase lift and decrease air resistance, which improved its maneuverability and flying range. It also had advanced wing structures and control systems that provided great stability and control. Inside, the YF-23 was fitted with modern avionics and a pilot-friendly cockpit, including a hands-on throttle and stick control system designed to keep the pilot comfortable and efficient, especially during complex high-speed maneuvers. The development of this aircraft was made secret until its information and specification was made public, ridding it from the secrecy that it was developed in. Let's not forget the F-117 Nighthawk, which was developed by Lockheed Martin's Skunk Works division. This development of this aircraft was a highly secretive project in the 1980s. Its design features flat, angled surfaces and materials that absorbed radar waves, making it almost invisible to enemy radar. This innovative approach to stealth technology dramatically changed air combat. The F-117 was built to enter heavily defended areas and precisely hit important targets. One of its standout abilities was its effectiveness at night, leveraging its stealth features to operate undetected, earning it the nickname Nighthawk. Its unique materials and shape made it very hard for enemies to spot, track, or target it. The Nighthawk first saw action in the Gulf War in 1991, where it played a crucial role by carrying out nighttime precision strikes on vital Iraqi military sites, such as command centers and infrastructure, without causing extensive collateral damage. Its laser-guided bombs were incredibly accurate. A famous moment in the Gulf War featured the F-117 on TV worldwide as it dropped bombs over Baghdad, highlighting the power and success of stealth technology in modern warfare. The Nighthawk has a very small radar cross-section, making it difficult to detect with radar. Its design includes some compromises for stealth, such as flying at subsonic speeds to avoid heat buildup that could make it more visible to radar. Its engines are designed in a way that limits some flying maneuvers to prevent heat from being detected, and it has a specific wing shape and angle that help bounce radar waves away from the source. The plane doesn't use radar because using one would make it easier to detect, and even a turned-off radar would still reflect radar waves. The technology available in the 1970 limited the Nighthawk to a faceted or flat-surfaced design, which helped it avoid radar detection. Newer supercomputers have allowed more recent stealth aircraft to have curved surfaces while still avoiding radar. The radar-absorbent material covering the aircraft is heavy and requires special adhesives and fillers to keep it in place. It also has features to reduce its infrared signature, which means it's less likely to be spotted by heat-sensing systems. Its exhaust outlet is designed to mix hot exhaust with cool air to reduce heat visibility. It does not have afterburners or break the sound barrier, because those would increase its IR signature and make a loud noise. In air combat, the F-117 wouldn't perform as well as dedicated fighter jets because it's built for stealth attacks rather than dogfights. Lastly, certain types of radar systems, particularly those that use multiple sites to detect objects, can better detect stealth aircraft like this one because it's designed to reflect radar waves away from the radar's line of sight, potentially increasing its visibility to other radar systems not directly in line with it. The last aircraft that is said to have been designed with UFO technology is the RQ-180. This aircraft is said to be a high-tech, stealthy drone used for spying from high altitudes and capable of staying in the air for a long time. It's designed to sneak deep into enemy territory and gather important information without being detected, which is crucial for modern military operations because it helps understand enemy actions without risking human pilots. It is believed to fly very high, above 65,000 feet, which allows it to oversee large areas and stay clear of most threats. It can also stay airborne for long periods, which helps it collect a lot of valuable data. Although specific details are secret, the drone is expected to have a very efficient engine that lets it travel fast and far, quickly reaching different areas of interest and covering large distances in one go. The RQ-180 also carries sophisticated technology for collecting data, such as high-resolution cameras and sensors that can pick up electronic signals and thermal images, making it an important tool for gathering various types of intelligence. The existence of this secret project was confirmed by the U.S. Air Force in 2013, but many details about its development and use are still top secret. It is believed to be made by Northrop Grumman's Advanced Systems Division as part of a secret project. The exact number of these drones in use in their locations are also not publicly known, but they are thought to be actively used for sensitive intelligence gathering missions.
With a speed of 1,616 miles per hour, stealth design that even the most advanced radar can't detect, super maneuverability, and a large internal payload, the Russian Air Force's Su-57 is definitely a force to reckon with in aerial warfare. In spite of how advanced and deadly the Su-57 is considered to be, the newly developed U.S. fighter jet far surpasses the Russian champion fighter in capabilities, and this has left the Russians dismayed. What is this formidable weapon? Does it truly surpass the insane capabilities of the Russians' fighter? Join us as we delve into the features of the only fighter jet that can beat the Su-57. Russia is known to possess the fifth largest military globally. This country boasts of 1.15 million active personnel and at least 2 million reserve members. It is also renowned to have one of the most advanced military defense systems in the world. There have also been reports by the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency that Russia plans to increase its active force to a formidable number of 1.5 million by 2026, and if it achieves this would rank it as the third largest military in the world after China and India. A seat as having the largest active military personnel, this country also invests in its defense systems. In 2023, they spent about $86.4 billion on its military. This amount has also made it the third highest globally. After spending a whopping amount on their defense system, it's only normal that it shows in their weaponry. Russia has the biggest collection of nuclear weapons and the largest fleet of ballistic missiles. They are among the 3 countries that operate and own a strategic bomber. One of its most powerful fighter, the Sukhoi Su-57, is an advanced stealth fighter jet. This fighter, created by Sukhoi, is equipped with 2 engines. It originates from the PAK-KFA program, which commenced in 1999 as a more modernized and cost-effective option than the Mikoyan Project 1. The developer of this important fighter refers to it as T-50. It is the first Russian jet that would be developed with stealth technology and is meant to be a starting point for a family of stealthy fighter jets. As a next-generation multi-role fighter, it can handle air combat, ground, and maritime strike missions. The Su-57 boasts features like stealth, super maneuverability, super cruise, advanced avionics, and a large internal payload capacity. This fighter is expected to replace the MiG-29 and Su-27 in the Russian military and has been offered for exports. Following its development, its first prototype flew in 2010, but the program faces delays due to various issues like crashes that destroy the first production aircraft. But despite the setbacks and difficulties that were experienced during the development process, the first Su-57 joined the Russian Aerospace Forces in December 2020. The event that led to the development of this jet started in 1979, when the Soviet Union decided that they needed a fighter jet for the 1990s. They referred to the jet as the fighter of the 1990s, which meant that it had to be versatile and good for air and ground missions. This fighter eventually replaced the existing MiG-29 and Su-27. To ensure that the jet meets up to its requirements, 2 programs were started to meet its numerous needs, and they are the multifunctional frontline fighter and the light frontline fighter. Sukhoi was initially inspired by the Lockheed Martin F-22 while designing the Su-57 as a super-agile stealth fighter. They acknowledged the F-22's limitations, like not being able to use thrust vectoring for certain movements, and not having enough space for weapons bays, resulting in a limited payload. Sukhoi considered Lockheed's design not suitable for their multi-role fighter needs, especially for the PAK-FA program, because it was too focused on air-to-air missiles. The jet is designed with a wide body and two engines that are spaced far apart. It has movable horizontal and vertical stabilizers. These winds are trapezoid-shaped with various control surfaces. The fighter makes use of thrust vectoring and also has some extensions on the wing's leading edges, which is aimed at enhancing maneuverability. The fighter is designed to be efficient and serve various roles as mentioned earlier, and can carry several internal weapons. These weapons are stored in the main bays between the engines and the smaller side bays that are near the wings. Keeping the weapons inside the aircraft helps the aircraft to perform better by reducing drag and maintaining its stealthy shape. It is very agile and resistant to losing control during maneuvers due to its unique design and advanced flight control system. It also has the ability to perform high-angle maneuvers like Pugachev's Cobra and Bell maneuvers with minimal altitude loss. The Su-57 can fly at a speed of Mach 2 without using afterburners, and it can sustain a supersonic speed at Mach 1.3, giving it an advantage in terms of range and missile effectiveness when compared to older aircraft. With a full fuel tank, it can cover a supersonic range of over 1,500 kilometers, which is more than twice the range of the Su-27. Additionally, it has a refueling probe for extended range capabilities. When it comes to stealth, the fighter uses techniques and materials that are similar to other stealth fighters like the F-22, which is designed to be stealth by adjusting the edges of its shape to decrease radar cross-section. The wings, control surfaces, and the skin panels have specific angles that helps it reduce the reflection of radars. To maintain the stealth feature of the fighter, there is an internal weapon bay that helps to keep the armament hidden. Also, antennas are set back to maintain a stealthy profile and radar-absorbent material coatings to absorb radar signals, which would help to minimize reflections. The jet's infrared search and track sensor is positioned backwards and also treated with radar-absorbent material when it is not in use. To reduce the radar cross-section from the engine face, the materials are applied to the walls of the inlet ducts as well. Additionally, the serpentine ducts partially conceal the engine's compressor face and inlet guide vanes, while a slanted grid covers the remaining exposed parts of the engine's face. Combining the aircraft's shape and radar-absorbent material has significantly reduced its radar cross-section to a value that is approximately 30 times smaller than that of the Su-27. The design prioritizes frontal stealth, particularly in the forward hemisphere, while the rear fuselage is less optimized for radar stealth. The effectiveness of its invisibility reduces against low-frequency radars, which are typically used in weather and early warning systems. Due to its size, this fighter may not be detected by low-frequency radars. The Su-57 has two main internal weapon bays positioned one after the other, each about 4.4 meters long and 0.9 meters wide. Additionally, there are two side weapon bays near the wing root, under the fuselage with triangular section fairings. For the main bays, there are two types of ejection launchers, UVKU-50L for missiles up to 300 kilograms and UVKU-50U for ordnance up to 700 kilograms, both made by Vimpel. The side bays utilize VPU-50 launch rails. In air-to-air combat, the aircraft is equipped with 4 beyond visual range missiles in its primary weapons bays and 2 short-range missiles in the side bays. The main medium-range missile is the R-77M, featuring an upgraded ASA seeker, dual-pulse motor, and conventional rear fins. The short-range missile is the R-74M2, an upgraded version with reduced cross-section for internal storage. There's also a new short-range missile, the KMD, in development to replace the R-74M2. For extended ranks, the fighter can carry the Izdalaya 810 missile, an enhanced version of the R-37M, with 2 in each main weapons bay. For attacking surface targets, the Su-57 can use precision-guided bombs that are stored in its primary bays. Its internal arsenal includes air-to-ground missiles, anti-ship missiles, anti-radiation missiles, and cruise missiles. When stealth is not necessary, the Su-57 has 6 external hardpoints for carrying various Russian tactical fighter weapons. A new hypersonic missile, similar to the K-47M2 Kinzhal ALBM, is also under development for the Su-57, designed to fit inside its main bays. The aircraft is equipped with a 30mm autocannon that is mounted internally near the right Levcon root, with an effective range of 800 meters against aerial targets and 1,800 meters against surface targets. Moving to its cockpit, the fighter jet's cockpit canopy is covered with metal oxide layers around 70 to 90 nanometers thick, designed to absorb radar waves, reducing the cockpit's radar return by 30%. This coating also provides protection for the pilot against ultraviolet and thermal radiation. The production tolerances are more stringent compared to earlier Russian fighters to enhance the aircraft's stealth features. It features a modern glass cockpit with 2 large 38cm multifunctional LCD displays, similar to the Su-35S. Additional information is shown on a smaller display and digital control panel. The cockpit includes a wide-angle head-up display with a 30° by 22° field of view. Pilots control the aircraft using a joystick, throttles, and hands-on throttle and stick controls. The 2-piece canopy slides forward and locks, treated with radar-absorbing coatings. It is almost impossible to believe that the capabilities of the Su-57 can be exceeded or surpassed by another fighter jet, but the United States has been renowned for surpassing expectations, and it did with its F-35 stealth fighter that made the Russians' jet look like child's play. The Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning II is an American group of single-seat, single-engine, all-weather stealth multi-role combat aircraft. It's designed to handle air superiority, strike missions, electronic warfare, and intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance. The company that is in charge of developing this formidable weapon is Lockheed Martin, and this company also collaborated with some influential companies in the weaponry industry, like Northrop Grumman and BAE Systems. The aircraft has 3 main versions. The F-35A is unique for its conventional takeoff and landing capabilities, the F-35B for short takeoff and vertical landing ability, and F-35C for carrier-based operations. The F-35 had its initial flight in 2006 and started serving with the U.S. Marine Corps F-35B in July 2015. The U.S. Air Force F-35A followed in August 2016, and the U.S. Navy F-35C joined in February 2019. It saw its first combat use in 2018 by the Israeli Air Force. The United States intends to purchase about 2,456 F-35S by 2044, becoming a major part of the U.S. Air Force, Navy, and Marine Corps tactical aviation. It's expected to be a key asset for NATO and U.S. allies, planned to operate until 2070. The F-35 is a single-engine, fast and stealth fighter that is designed to perform several tasks. It is the second fifth-generation fighter in the United States service and the first operational supersonic, short takeoff, vertical landing stealth fighter. The design of this fighter focuses on being very hard to detect, has an advanced technology and sensor integration for excellent situational awareness and effective long-range capabilities. The United States Air Force depends on it as its main strike fighter for tasks related to suppression of enemy air defense because of its advanced sensors and mission systems. It has a wingtail setup with 2 slanted vertical stabilators that helps with its stealth features. It also uses various fight control surfaces, including leading-edge flaps, rudders, and movable horizontal tails. Although its speed cannot be compared to the high speed of the larger F-22, the F-35 competes well with fourth-generation fighters, especially when it is armed, thanks its internal weapons bay reducing drag. All variants can reach a top speed of Mach 1.6 with a full internal payload. The F-135 engine offers good acceleration and energy, including a supersonic dash in afterburners. Enhanced by large stabilators, leading-edge extensions, flaps, and canted rudders, the fighter exhibits excellent high alpha characteristics. Also, it boasts of great handling and departure resistance with relaxed stability, reduced and triple redundant fly-by-wire controls. It possesses more than double of the F-16's internal fuel. The F-35 enjoys a larger combat radius. Stealth is a very important factor in any fighter jet, and it's a crucial part of the F-35 design. It reduces radar cross-section by shaping the airframe and using radar-absorbent materials. Visible stealth measures include edge alignment, skin panel serration, and masking the engine face. Its supersonic inlet diverts the system, further reducing radar signature. For maintainability, observations from the previous aircraft were applied in making the F-35 stealth design more durable and also to require less maintenance. It also reduces infrared and visual signature with strict controls on radio frequency emitters. The design primarily targets high-frequency wavelengths with low-frequency radar. The F-35 cockpit was designed to help the pilot understand what's happening inside and out of the aircraft. It has a large 20 by 8-inch touchscreen showing flight details, stored information, and alerts. The pilot can arrange this information as needed. Below the screen, there is a smaller display for backup. Also, the jet makes use of a speech recognition system. Unlike other planes, the F-35 does not have a head-up display. Instead, info is shown on the pilot's helmet visor using a helmet-mounted display system. In the cockpit, the canopy is one piece, tinted and strong. The ejection seat is launched by a twin catapult system, and there is also a right-hand side stick and throttle with a hands-on throttle and stick system. Also, there is an onboard oxygen generation system for life support, and it is backed by an emergency oxygen system. The F-35 has a special helmet called the Helmet-Mounted Display System, which is crucial for the pilot's effective performance. Instead of the regular display, this helmet allows the pilot to see the flight and combat information no matter where they look. It can also display infrared and night vision images. These features enabled the pilot to see through the aircraft. The HMDS allows the aircraft to fire missiles at targets even if it is facing in a different direction. This makes it possible for the jet to attack targets from different directions. Each of these sophisticated helmets costs about $400,000, but it is heavier and uncomfortable for the pilot. This limitation has raised concerns for lightweight pilots during ejection. There were also issues during the development of the helmet, and this led them to consider another helmet, but eventually there was progress in the development of the helmet, and the alternative wasn't later necessary. The F-35 has two secret weapon compartments, each with 2 spots for weapons. The outer spots can carry heavy stuff like bombs or missiles, while the inner ones are for air-to-air missiles. The outer part of the aircraft can carry several weapons and bombs with different sizes. The insides of the aircraft can carry air-to-air missiles. There are also compartments in the back of the jet that can be used to hold things like flares and decoy that would be used in confusing enemy sensors. Lockheed Martin is working on a device called Sidekick to let the F-35 carry more air-to-air missiles inside. This means it could carry 6 missiles inside instead of 4. They are also making changes to allow the F-35B to carry more small-diameter bombs on the outside. There are plans that have to be set in place to equip the fighter with new missiles and bombs that would include some for nuclear weapons as well. In the future, they might also consider using very fast missiles and lasers on the jet. This would increase the lethality of the weapon. The Air Force wants the F-35A to have the ability to perform close air support in very difficult situations. Some experts believe that the fighter might not be the best for the job, but the Air Force is working on adding weapons like guided rockets, special rockets that break into many pieces, and smaller bullets for bigger gun pods. These changes plan to make the F-35A more effective in supporting troops on the ground. The F-35 has a single engine made by Pratt & Whitney called F-135. The engine has the ability to provide 28,000 pounds of thrust without afterburner and 43,000 pounds with afterburner. It is an improved version of the engine used in the F-22, and it helps the F-35 to be stealthy by having a special afterburner with radar-absorbent materials. The engine design helps with radar and infrared signatures. The U.S. Navy had to make changes to its systems to support this engine during at-sea logistics. The F-35 integrated power package manages power and thermal needs, combining various functions into one system. Unlike the Harrier's system, which depends on direct engine thrust for lift, the F-35B's system combines the swivel nozzle's thrust with a lift fan located at the front of the aircraft. Roll control during slow flight is managed by the diverting engine air through wing-mounted thrust nozzles known as roll posts. Another alternative engine that was being considered to be equipped with the fighter is the General Electric Rolls-Royce F-136, was under development back in the 2000s, but its development later got delayed and canceled in December 2011 because of insufficient funds. The plans of upgrades for the fighter includes propulsion upgrades that would address emerging threats and enhance its capabilities. An additional leverage the F-35 has over the Russians' weapon is that it is designed for easier maintenance. Most of the replaceable parts can be accessed without removing other components. Also, it makes use of a durable fiber mat radar-absorbent material, and this helps to reduce maintenance time. This brings an end to the comparison of the Russian Su-57 and the United States F-35. After considering their individual capabilities, which do you think is the best? Can the United States fighter really beat the Russians in all aspects? Thanks for watching. While you are still here, click on the link on your screen to check out another of our videos. See you there.